Filipino people pay close attention to what the likes of Professor Anna Malindog is saying, because that's very, very important. Before I move on to the next, within the same context, I just want to share this with you, Professor Anna, and with the community. I get a comment requesting that if I can interview the former president, Rodrigo Duterte.
That would
I
be
would
great.
be happy to if he's willing to come on the channel. I know the Vice President Sara Duterte is busy right now dealing with this nonsense of what they're trying to do to her politically. That's basically a political assassination. That's the assassination of character. That's what they are trying to do, which is not right for the country. I'm not defending her, by the way, guys. I don't know her that well. I know of her as far as her possession. I've always, and I asked my previous guest last time, Malo, about whether, and I asked the question, I'll ask you too, Anna, why not, if you allow me. So, do you think, in your opinion, will Sara Duterte will be a far better president than Marcos Jr.?
I think so.
In your honest opinion. And why?
An honest to goodness opinion, yes. First and foremost, she's a lawyer. She finished a course. She graduated from college and she took another, took it further by taking law, and she's a lawyer. I think she has also solid experience when you talk about politics, but and being a mayor for 3 years, and she was doing a great job actually during her time as mayor. She was a vice mayor, of Davao City before she became vice president. And all throughout her career as a politician, I never heard of her being accused of corruption until now. Philippine politics. Why? Because if Sara is impeached, there would be a possibility that she will be disqualified from running any elected position in government or being in government at all. That's one of the consequences. So that's why they want to eliminate her, because if she run, let us say, there would be 2028 presidential election. If she run, definitely she has the highest, in terms of winnability, she has that winnability that no one thus far at the moment can compare. So if she runs for 2028, she might win. The potential of her winning, I'm not saying she will win because it's still to happen, but the potential of her winning the election, the presidency in 2028 is so high that no one can actually question that. Even until now, she's still among the elected officials in the country. When you talk about trust rating, when you talk about popularity, she's still number one. She's way ahead of Marcos Jr. In terms of vote, last 2022 election of May, she has the highest vote, 32 million, higher than President Marcos. So if you really look at this, I never heard of any corruption. Maybe I'm mistaken, but thus far, I'm within the same age with Sara. Sara is around 46. I'm like around 45, 46. We're the same age, I think. I'm not sure, but I think we're in the same age, the same generation. Thus far, I never heard of anything Sara is accused of when you talk about corruption when she was a mayor, vice mayor. However, at this time, they're trying to paint and destroy her character as a politician, as a person, precisely because they're so afraid that in 2028 election, if she runs for presidency, she will win landslide. So the only way for that not to happen is to impeach her. Because one of the consequences of the impeachment, the potential consequences, is she will be disqualified from running any position. Then she cannot anymore run for president, vice president, whatsoever, even mayor, I think. So that's a potential effect of the impeached, an impeached government official like a vice president or a president for that matter. So you see, it's very obvious.
Well, then I'm going to ask the community. Guys, beside my Filipino viewers, for you, if you are from outside Philippines and so forth, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and please answer in the chat box, yes or no. Do you believe, in your opinion, based on what you know, will Sara Duterte, the current vice president, be an a competent and a good president for the Philippines? Yes or no? And this is not about judgment, guys. It's just to engage you in the conversation. No more, no less. So feel free to put your answer in the chat box, please. Should the Vice President Sara Duterte run for president, and will she be a competent president?
And one thing, though, that I want to qualify, I'm not saying this because I'm a friend of Sara or something. I'm not a personal friend. I don't know her personally, to be very frank. I know her from her political career as a politician. I don't even consider, to be very frank with you, David Sara as a politician. She's not. She's not acting like a politician. She's a real person. You know. I know.
But she will be good if a good person like that, honest.
Yeah, an
She will be good
honest.
for the average person, average Filipino. I always worry, for me personally, and I speak for myself here, I always worry for the average person, be it here in the US, be it in Philippines, be it in Thailand, be it in South Africa, doesn't matter. It's that average person. And again, my desire for that is because I traveled around the world a lot when I was in Washington, and I used to deal with the average people, not the higher up in the government, but the average citizens. And I saw how kind and nice and wonderful human beings are. They deserve that the government, whatever part of the world they are in, that the government works for them. What
For
I'm
the
seeing going on in the Philippines is the reverse.
Yes,
That
that's
is where
true.
my concern and why I make it now my mission to be addressing Filipino issues so the Filipino people can know and hear the truth. And thank you, Professor Anna, for really carving out time to come here and share this with the majority. I just want to
And-
let you know here on
Yeah.
the chat box, everybody is saying yes to the question.
And one thing also, you know what I like? It's not that I like personally, because we are not really personally friends, no? I mean,
Yeah.
I think I know her. She knows me in some kind, because we're both public figures in our country. But I think one thing that I like about her, she is not elite. She's not part of the elite. It's very important for me.
Yeah.
For a leader not to be part of the elite. I don't have anything against the elites, but
No, I
for
know what you
me,
mean.
in my country, a leader should be someone who really understand the plight of the people, who understand how it is to be poor, and how it is to struggle in life, you know. And so, because that's the only way you will have that empathy with the common people.
True.
So that's why that's one factor that, as far as I'm concerned, I like about Sara and even the former president. They are not part of the elites. They are ordinary Filipinos. It's just so happened that they ran for office and they started their political career in
Yeah.
Davao City. Because even the former president, David, I don't think he had national position aside from being a congressman once, I think, in his political career. Most of his career was really mayor and vice mayor of Davao City. So he
Yeah.
is really like in touch with on the ground. He has a ground reality. He can see the ground reality. That's why when he create policy, it's really grounded. You know,
That's
grounded.
good.
Yeah, grounded policy. So for me,
Yeah.
this is important. Yeah, as a person.
Yeah. Well, I just want to show on the screen here a few quick answers from, like, for example, Mamela Elvi. She said, "We Filipinos love and like Sara Duterte." And if there is another one that says no, I'll show it. But majority is saying yes.
Yes.
It just, and again, not all these responders are from Philippines. Here's from Jan. Yeah, Sara Duterte is the best. You know, some of my viewers, they know, they've been around long enough with me to understand how things are. So majority saying here, yes, just to guys let you know. And speaking of the former president, Duterte, which, as I said, I worked in Washington, and you kind of have access to many things. The challenge the West had with Duterte, the father, he didn't fit the profile of the Western style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
His language was the average Filipino person that
That's correct.
We
That's
didn't
correct.
like that in the West. We didn't like it. This is why it was a conversation. I was aware of it between the president and the CIA at that time. Because why? We were trying to pressure him for tensions with China, and he was like, "You guys you are crazy. Me fighting China? What are you talking about?" So we didn't like the fact that he was down to earth. He was not that, the likes of like a comedian Zelensky with Marcos. One corrupted, another corrupted. So simple as that. And here is the concern that I had with this one here. The reason I'm showing you guys this picture is for a reason. Because during this visit, of those two knuckleheads to Philippines, they gave the Filipino government $500 million.
Hmm.
Where did it go?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yeah. So, and this is why I made it my mission now to be addressing those kind of issues of the Philippines.